Hello, In-Fight Sands viewers and listeners. I'm your co-host today, Junior. I am the co-host of MMA Social Squad on Instagram, and today I get to be the co-host with one of my best buddies, Timmy B. Before we start, wherever you're watching or listening to this podcast, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and make sure to give us a 5-star review. On today's episode, we talk to a reality TV star turned boxer, a possible Royal Rumble, Aldo's retirement, and so much more. Tim, hit it.
Yeah, it's Timmy B, Pretty B, fight in sight, yeah.
Our guest today first gained notoriety on the docuseries Life of Kylie of Kardashian fame. When Kylie accompanied him to the prom, he then turned to boxing in a move to improve every aspect of his life. He began training in boxing with a 3-time world champion for his first fight, where he scored a second-round knockout. And on October 15th, he returns. He makes his sophomore appearance with celebrity boxing. But first, he's here to chat with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podcast,
Albert Ochoa.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. No wonder you're a reality star. Look how handsome you are. It's ridiculous.
Thanks. Right. Trying.
Hey. Yeah. So, Albert, for those that don't know you already, you were on a reality show. There's a whole bunch of stuff there, which I'm sure you've talked about to death, I'm assuming.
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah, a lot.
All right. Time. Yeah. So now you are a celebrity boxer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it means to be a celebrity boxer. Are you planning to be a boxer full time?
Okay. So believe it or not, I am actually boxing full time. I box every day. I actually moved to Las Vegas, the face of boxing, or the city of boxing, to take this sport. I took it serious in my last camp with my last trainer, 3-time world champion, Tony the Tiger. And I'm taking it serious again. But I think here, you learn a lot more. You're with bigger names. You're with more professionals. And I am taking it serious. This is another exhibition under celebrity boxing promotion. So after this, I do plan on having a professional fight, which is pretty big. I've improved a lot. I'm working with more champions, and I'm just glad I have a platform. A big platform to share and show my improvements, and for this next fight.
That's awesome, man. Because when I first saw you and I saw that you were boxing and I looked at your profile, I was like, all right, this is like the next young thing, right? Like this is the next hot prospect in boxing. And then I'm like, celebrity boxing? I'm like, no, this guy does not look like what you think of celebrity boxing. Like you look like you're taking it legit. You're taking it serious. So it's very interesting to hear. We had on the podcast, before this episode airs, we had on the podcast Brady Bunch.
Okay.
Who is fighting on the same card as you and is actually fighting your last opponent.
Okay, got it.
And Brady Bunch was saying their plan as well is to go pro, and they plan to go into professional kickboxing or Muay Thai or MMA.
Nice.
Yeah, so I like it that you're using this as a stepping stone and to get your feet wet in it. What's some of the things that you've been learning? Like what have you been realizing about the boxing world?
I've realized, so much, starting my career, working with world champions is, it's a blessing. It's very special, because, the boxers I meet and, they work their whole lives, from them being a kid, to work and just to keep building up. So for me to get this opportunity and, just get this opportunity, it's special. It's very, it's a blessing, and I'm very humble with this experience. But, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning, you have to take this sport serious. You got to do it every single day. You have to, even if you're not in the gym, you still have to watch what you're doing outside the gym. So that's why, I'm home, I'm resting. I've lost 55 pounds. So, the diet's huge. There's so much, I'm still learning a lot, because I'm still new. But going into the second training camp is just, it's just special. That's what I could really say. It's special, and it's a blessing,
That's
like
awesome.
this is people's dreams, to move to Las Vegas to train with a world champ, to train in a professional boxing gym, and for me to do it from where I'm from is, special, and it's a blessing.
Nice, man. And what is the gym? Just to give them a shout out. What gym are you with?
It's a City Athletic Boxing. It's right here in Las Vegas,
Okay.
7 Boulevard, right in front of the Trump Hotel or Trump Tower. And yeah, it's a great gym. You know, a lot of big names are there. You know, a lot of world champions go there. So for me to be a part of that is, you know, I'm very glad.
Nice, nice. And we asked you before the podcast started, we said, do
Mhm.
you have a nickname? And you
Mhm.
said no. Now, you're not allowed to give yourself a nickname. That's a rule. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
that, but you're not allowed to give yourself a nickname. Has
No, for sure.
anyone flirted with ideas of nicknames for you?
Uh, I mean, yeah, people have flirted with names, but for me, I don't know. I just for me and like my brand. So like some people have called me King, you know, but because that, you know, my little brother's name is King. My grandfather before he passed away, his middle name was King. And you know, for me, I like that aspect, you know, of the king and the royalty look, just because that's just my brand. You know, I feel like, you know, you have to be confident in that name and you have to be different. And I feel like I'm very different from a lot of people. So
That's
that's what I
awesome.
had on my last shorts. Was King Ochoa on the belt line, and it was special. You know, it was good. You know, especially for my family.
Damn, I like that. I like that name. That's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Good for you. Now you're a young guy. How old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay, so 22 years old. Junior and I live in Toronto, Canada. We're freezing
Okay.
cold. We're freezing cold half the year. We got
Yeah.
nothing going on up here, Albert. You're 22 years old, living the life, reality TV star, moving to Vegas, the city of sin. You're
Mhm.
trying to be a professional boxer. How do you maintain focus with all the stuff around you?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. A lot of people ask that, and you know, my team. You know, you know, I just want it. You know, I see myself being huge. I see myself having, you know, bigger fights, having that big professional debut. You know, I'm very different. I think I'm very marketable. You know, my story's different. You know, I have great people around me. You know, you know, I'm just different. You know, I really want this, and despite what people say, if I take it serious or not, you know, my work ethic shows. You know, my trainer wouldn't train me. You know, why would a world champion train you if you're not taking it serious?
Right.
That's never going to happen, especially in this sport. You know, and I just take it serious. You know, I'm literally at the gym, and then I'm going home resting, and then I have to focus on my diet. Like there's really nothing else right now. This is what I want, and I'm showing people that this is what I want, and it's showing in the gym. And I feel like I've improved so much just even being out here in
Nice,
Las
man.
Vegas.
Now you say, why would someone train you if you're not taking it serious? I
Hmm.
do have to throw something out there. Did you watch Jake Paul versus Ben Askren?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Ben Askren had a big name coach behind him.
I
Didn't he have Freddie Roach behind him?
Yeah, I actually think he did. Freddie Roach is a legend out here. He's a legend in
I
general.
mean, did Askren train even one day, Albert, for that fight?
I mean, I don't think so because your body wouldn't look like that. If even
Yeah.
if you did train, you know, because like I'm training really hard and my body's naturally like changing. So if you're training really hard, your body should just naturally change. But then again, if you're a big dude, I don't know. There's a lot to play a part in it. Maybe his diet wasn't good. I don't know. And he did train, but then again, you don't
I,
see his. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, if I see you come out to your fight like this,
Yeah,
like
that
that,
too. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what style that is.
That's a
Yeah,
sign.
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. You talked about wanting to change your life, and in the intro, I used a quote that I read about you, and it said that you wanted to quote uh, improve every aspect of your life.
Mhm.
What did that mean? Was it like, did you have weird stuff going on in your life, or like, what does that refer to?
Um, you know, I wouldn't say it was that quote when I said that it was for actually a news station back home. But you know, I just think you know me joining this sport has just improved every aspect of my life. You
Okay,
know, you know, after the TV show with Kylie Jenner, you know, I did gain a little bit of weight. Maybe I did lose a little bit of focus. And you know, me joining this sport, you know, I've lost 55 pounds. You know, I've in the best shape of my life. You know, I've improved not only in boxing but in outside of boxing with my health, with my mentality, with my maturity. And you know, that's very big. You know, with just everything. So me joining the sport has really just changed my life, and it's changed a lot of things. You know, every aspect of my life, and you know, I'm very happy at the end of the day. And so far, so good.
Nice, man. No, your life is, I mean, it's nothing but bright things ahead in the future for you. Um, what are you hoping for? I know, like, obviously to turn pro and all that. Is there any like certain milestone or anyone that you'd really like to meet? Anything like that?
I mean, me joining the sport, I met a lot of people, that are pretty big in the sport already, big in the fight game. You know,
Who's the coolest person you met? Like
the
the
coolest.
nicest, like the
Uh,
person that you were like, oh, what the hell? This guy's great.
yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people might not like it, but me and Rolly Romero, he's a good dude. He's funny. We got the opportunity to train together, same gym, and he's a good dude. And like for me to call him a friend, it means a lot to me.
That's awesome,
So,
man. And so
and yeah, I would say him.
all right. And who was the worst person you've met?
The worst person. I don't know. I don't know. Everyone I usually met has either said, had a conversation with me or have liked me.
Yeah.
So I can't complain.
All right, all right. The
Uh,
worst person I ever met was Matt Hughes. Do you know Matt Hughes, the UFC legend?
yeah, the name sounds very familiar.
Yeah, man. I saw him at a signing, and he, like, whereas all the other people, Clay Guida, Randy Brown,
Mhm.
a whole bunch of guys, they were always like so friendly. And then when
Yeah.
you got in line to Randy Couture, or sorry, not Randy Couture, Matt Hughes, he was just like,
Mhm.
name, and then just passed you on. So don't be like that when you're super famous. Don't be
No,
like that. You
never,
gotta
never.
be
Yeah.
nice to people.
That's funny
Um,
because I did just meet some UFC legends too in the fight game that were very nice. Tito Ortiz, Rampage, and Frank Mir.
Cool.
They got the opportunity to. Well, I got the opportunity to meet them, get to know them, and they seen me work out. So I think that was just special. That was one of my. That was like I think my first day here. They were here
yeah,
in the gym filming for the reality TV show coming out.
that's what I was gonna say,
Um,
because Trap Gambino has a show coming out with them.
yeah, no, for sure, and yeah, that's huge. They chose the gym, City Athletic, and it was special. So it was cool learning from those legends.
Nice, man. And what does your family say about this? Because I'm assuming you moved to Vegas without your family, like you're on your own.
Correct. I think ever since I joined this sport, it's a very lonely sport. You have to do what's best for you. I love my family. I'm very family based, family oriented. I would always put my family first. But I think just me joining this sport, I think you have to put yourself first. Just because you're the ones getting hit. You never know what could happen. You're getting hit in the head. Your brain. A lot of things can happen. Which I hope don't. But that's just the sport. That I chose to join. So me being out here by myself, I've grown a lot. I've matured a lot. I'm thinking about things I've never even really thought about. For my future. I'm thinking about, just everything. Financial wise. I'm being smarter. And I think this is the best move for me right now. Just because I'm finally by myself. You know, and I'm maturing so much. And I wouldn't say I'm technically by myself. Well, I am by myself. But after my last fight, I signed with a management team and they're out here in Las Vegas and LA as well. So shout out to CNM. They CNM Sports. They after I signed with them, they're the ones that helped me get a championship trainer or champion trainer. Be out here in Las Vegas. So they made some stuff happen for me to be out here. But at the end of the day, it's literally just me by myself.
Yeah,
So
man. That's crazy. Yeah, no, that is good for you. And I'm happy for your success and that you're moving along and pursuing your
mhm.
dream.
Yeah.
Did you do martial arts as a young kid? Were you doing boxing as a young kid? Anything like that?
No, no, not at all. I was a basketball player, so I did that all my life. I was very athletic. I've always worked hard in anything I've tried to do. So now me being boxing is it's like it's fun. I don't look at it as a job. I look at it, I'm having fun every single day. I'm happy going into the gym. Like I don't look at it as work. I don't look at it as stressful. Yeah, there's days that I'm tired, but I'm still here. I'm still pushing every single day.
Yeah, man. No, that's
Nice.
awesome. And let me give you, I'm going to put a photo up of one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Okay. Yeah.
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're a guy that's coming in, and some people may say that you may have jumped the line as well, using your celebrity status to then get these celebrity boxing fights and then maybe go
Mhm.
pro, right? Like you kind of skipped ahead. What do you think? I know I don't get mad at Jake Paul. I think, hey man, he used his popularity and his social media to get the doors open that he needed to. What do you
Yeah.
think about him? What do you think about him and the way he's going about it?
I don't think he's doing anything wrong. He at the end of the day, we all have goals, we all have dreams that we dream of, and he's putting in the work. It shows. He just knocked out Tyron Woodley. He's a UFC champion, a striker. Tyron Woodley should have beat him. He should have beat him, and he didn't. But Jake Paul's doing a lot for the sport. He's bringing more attention, bringing more eyes, and I got nothing bad to say about him because I like him.
Yeah, no, I know. I like him too, man. I think he's doing the right thing. I think, hey, man, you got to pick the right fights for you, and just like for yourself, it's important to have a good management team and get the right fights to build you up. That's what you do in boxing, right? You take proper fights to build you up. What do you think his chances are against Anderson Silva?
I think he's going to win. I think Anderson Silva. He's a good boxer. He's just knocked out. Who did he knock? The legend's son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're two different fighters. But Anderson Silva, he's going to be a tough challenge. He's bigger. He's stronger. He has more experience. But I think Jake Paul can do it.
Oh man, I don't know how much money I'm gonna bet on Jake Paul. If he's an underdog, I feel like I gotta take it though. Junior, what do you got? You got Anderson or Jake Paul?
I'm really indifferent, man. Like, I'd love to see Anderson take it. I'd love to see him take it, but yeah, it's not. You just got the young Jake Paul. And the youth. The youth is undeniable.
That's right.
That guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, the young, hungry lion, right? Like he just has it all going for him. Albert, I'm going to put the photo up of your fights here if you're listening on audio only. So there you are, Albert Ochoa versus Carson Key. What do we know about Carson Key? Has he fought before?
He's actually had a few more fights than me. A few street fights too as well.
Haven't we all, Albert? I mean,
yeah. He was actually signed to Soldier Boy, SODMG. Has a few songs with him. I don't really know too much. I just know, basically that. But again, I'm using him as a stepping stone. I mean, he says he's gonna knock me out. I don't think so. I'm just using him as a stepping stone, and then after this, just go to the next fight. And the next fight, we have big fights lined up after this. I'm very excited for the opportunities, and it's gonna be good. I just got to get him out of the way.
Exactly, man. And do you have a call out you're gonna make?
The next card that I do want to get that is a big opportunity, as long as I get him out of the way, is for the KSI card. I don't know if you've seen it. They were on the Zone. It's a professional fight. It's in front of 30,000 people. They just broke, I think, pay-per-view top 5 sellers.
Is that the one where he fought 2 guys in the same night, right?
Yeah, he fought 2 guys in the same night. And believe it or not, like they reached out to me, last week, like 4 or 5 days ago. And the fight didn't make sense. So, we had to politely turn it down. But, they're going to keep me in mind. And, as long as I get this next fight out of the way, they should be calling again.
Yeah, man.
And
I'm really happy about that, though, that you turned down a fight. And the reason I say that is because there's been a lot of talk lately about management and managers that just look out for themselves and they don't really care about their athletes so much. So the fact that you and your management team are saying, no, that's not the right fight for me, that's good. It means that they're looking out for you.
Yeah, for me and what I've learned and from, working with these champions, Olympians, you can't rush this sport. A lot of people want to rush it. A lot of people would say, yeah, okay, let me do it. But, once you lose and once you're not performing really well, no one's going to really want you. It's a long sport if you do it right. And I want longevity in the sport. I don't see myself just doing 1 or 2 more fights. I see myself doing, 10, 15 more fights and doing it the right way, building my body, learning, because I'm just starting and people rush this sport and, it shows when they get in that ring, when they're fighting someone. So right now I'm just taking my time, I'm having fun. And right now I'm just worried about October or next month, the next fight in Atlantic City. And then after that, we'll see what happens.
Nice, man. That's awesome. Before we let you go, what is something cool that people don't know about you?
Something cool. I don't know. I mean, for me, I'm just a laid back guy. I like being, for me, I just like being at home. I like to chill, watch movies. I'm a big movie guy.
All right. What's some of the last movies that you watched?
Believe it or not, I actually was seeing last night I watched No Strings Attached with Ashton Kutcher. little romantic comedy right there. But for
Nice.
me, it's a good movie, you know. And then I seen Wedding Crashers. I don't know. For me, I was just, you know, I'm just training a lot, and you know, I'm big on movies. You know, I didn't get to really watch TV growing up, you know, because my family was big, like, hey, you're not gonna watch TV all day. So now that I'm adult, you know, I can finally watch some TV.
Just
Yeah,
binging all the stuff that you didn't get to
yeah,
watch as
yeah,
a kid.
yeah. Yeah. So.
All right, man. Junior, before we let Albert go, is there anything that you wanted to ask him?
Yeah. Oh, I'm always curious about this question, so it's cool that I get to ask you.
No,
So
for
I
sure.
call this the "Look, Mama, I made it" moment, which is
Mhm.
usually a moment in a person's career where they're gonna yell it from the rooftops, or they're gonna pick up their phone and say, "Hey, look, Mom, I finally made it." Have you encountered that "I finally made it" moment yet, or what do you envision that "I finally made it" moment looking like?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, for me, some people have said that already. You know, for me, have I personally said that? You know, sometimes I don't give myself a lot of credit. You know, from what I'm doing and from where I'm at, because you know I'm happy with where I'm at, but I'm just not satisfied. You know, I don't
Mhm.
think I can ever be satisfied until, you know, it's just me. You know, I'm very happy with where I'm at. You know, for me to be in Las Vegas, for me to train, you know, living the dream. Uh, you know, I wouldn't say I have fully made it yet. But then again, you know, compared to some people, they think that. But for me, I'm just not satisfied right now. I think I'll be more satisfied, you know, after I, you know, just learn the sport more. You know, get some more fights, keep going, push myself because I feel like I could push myself so much more than where I'm at. That's why I
Right,
think I
right.
haven't fully said, look, you know, I've made it because I have so much more that I've seen for myself and my team has seen. So until I see myself, you know, reach those, you know, just keep pushing myself, you know, like keep going, then I think I can, you know, say that.
That's an awesome
So,
response. Very humbling too. That's really cool.
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Albert, are you a robot? Your answers are too perfect. Have you been Have you like okay, in all honesty, there are certain guests that we've had on the podcast, specifically Ricky oh my goodness, I can't remember his name. The winner of the Ultimate Fighter Junior.
Yep.
Ricky
There you
Tercios.
go.
Mhm.
He was so polished in the way that he would speak, and I saw it in a whole bunch of interviews, but specifically when he was on our podcast, so polished. You as well, very very polished guy. You seem
Yeah.
kind of like a quiet kid when I was looking at you on the reality show and stuff like that. Like you seem like you're kind of a quiet guy, but right now you're extremely professional, so well spoken. Are you taking lessons to do this, or is this just you now over time you're developing it?
No, this is just, you know, this is just who I am. You know, I was like this, you know, when I was 17. You know, I remember, you know, being in high school by myself, you know, being alone, and but at that time, you know, I didn't look at it like being alone. I looked at it like, why do I need to be around these people? Why, you know, I'm maturing so much. You know, some people want to be around 100 people, right? For me, I'd rather
Yeah.
be around nobody, you know, because that's you could take that time to really develop and grow mentally and grow maturity and grow, you know, spiritually if you're into that. And for me, that I took that time to really just keep growing. And now, you know, I'm still growing. You know, I'm still young. I'm still just keep pushing. And you know, this is just who I am. I want people to know who I am, and I'm a laid back guy. And you know, I'm just eager to just keep going and just to grow and you know, just to be successful.
I don't know, man. You've got all the things to become a star, your personality, the
Yeah.
look, the skill. Congratulations to you. I know people will kill me if I don't ask this, Albert, though,
Yeah.
for all the young ladies watching.
Mhm.
Are you single?
Yeah, you know, I am single. You know, I've been in one relationship, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm still young. You know, sometimes you know, I would like that one person, you know, to come home to, but you know, when the time is right and when someone can understand my lifestyle and understand, you know, how busy this sport can get, and you know, understand, you know, just my life, you know, with social media, with you know, doing stuff, and you know, this boxing world, you know, I need someone to fully understand everything. And if you can't really understand, you know, it's kind of hard to, you know, give your all to someone and you know, for something to work out.
Yeah, good man. There's always time for love. Focus on your career, focus on
Mhm.
yourself. But I will say, I saw this photo on your Instagram. I'm just going to show it. But who is this? Who are you kissing here?
Yeah, that was a nice little picture.
Who is that? Who is that doggy?
I was in when I went back home. It was I went into a store and the girl was there, and I was like, "Oh, I like your dog." The dog was cute, so
Oh, okay. It was just a cute dog.
I had to take a picture with the dog.
It was
So
just a random. It was just a random.
yeah,
All
just a
right.
little random. Yeah.
Albert, it was so lovely to meet you, man. You're the coolest dude. When you are a boxing champion or as you progress in your career, we'll always be supporting. We'd love to have you back on the podcast one day for sure. And before we let you go, anything you want to say to fans, friends, viewers, and listeners?
Yeah. I think, if you have a goal, if you have a dream, just keep pushing. Not everyone's gonna understand. And at the end of the day, you just need yourself to believe. If you don't believe in yourself, it's not gonna work out. Once you do believe in yourself, things will change. And I've seen that and I've experienced that with myself. So, just keep pushing. That's what I would recommend, for the listeners and, to fans back home or just in general.
Thanks, buddy. Albert, that was awesome. I appreciate
Yeah.
you so much, man. All the best to you in your career on October 15th. Everybody check
Yeah.
out Albert Ochoa, Albert King Ochoa, as he
Yeah.
fights October 15th, Celebrity Boxing. Thank you so much, Albert, and have a wonderful
Thank you
day.
guys. It was nice. It was a pleasure. Have a great one and make sure to watch the fight October 15th.
We will, buddy. Take care, man.
Take
All
care.
right, take care. Bye.
All right.
What a cool guy. I wish I had that mentality at that age.
I was like renting video games from Blockbuster at 22. Not doing crap all, Junior. Like this kid, man, what a nice guy. Not immature at all. Can you imagine 22 in Vegas living the life as a celebrity boxing? You got abs for days. You just walk down the street. You know what I mean?
That's I feel like that's the world of temptation, especially for someone that young.
I mean, crazy, man. But man, I was trying to throw him off his game. I was trying to see if when I said who's the worst person you met, if he'd be like, yeah, fuck this guy, but no, like professional, stuck with it.
Yeah.
What a good guy, man. I'm glad that we had him on the podcast. Really cool dude.
It's a cool guess. Really cool guess.
Yeah, man. And it's funny because like I said, now you haven't seen it because I've recorded it, but it hasn't been released yet. But there is a podcast, like I said, that we did with Brady Bunch, who's also fighting on the celebrity boxing card. Again, very intellectual, very introspective, thinking a lot about their future and where they're going to go with this and utilizing celebrity boxing, not as a friggin' thing to put on their Instagram, doing it because they're saying, hey, I'm going to leverage my celebrity status to be able to get some profile fights and then move along in my career. So, I mean, good for these people to do that.
100% for sure.
If this podcast goes good, then I might be able to box someone. So let's, you know what I mean? Bring it on.
You just need the right celebrity on the podcast, and then you can just call them out right then and there.
Yeah. Who's got a podcast in Toronto that dares compete with me, Junior? I will mess you up. Bring it on. Set it up.
Let's do this. We can find you somebody.
I will do it in a heartbeat. Sure. I will do it in a heartbeat. I will fight. Let's do this. Guys, I don't know where these podcasts are going because I'm filming a bunch before my honeymoon. So I'm going to release them all in some sort of order, but I believe probably the week following this episode, it's going to be an unboxing video where I'm going to unbox all these bad boys, my UFC cards. Boom, boom, Prism, Don Russ, Select, whatever they are. But we're going to do some unboxing videos of these UFC cards. We're going to see what we pull. I'm going to be a millionaire at the end of this. I think so. That's the goal. Junior, friends of the podcast update, again, because this is happening later on, I don't know what's going on, but I do know on October 15th, we should be watching Albert Ochoa and Brady Bunch in celebrity boxing. So please do that, guys. Those are two of our good friends. RageWorks Podcast Network. We are now on the RageWorks Podcast Network at rageworksnetwork.com. That's a network out of the New York, US. Whole bunch of different cool podcasts that you can see there. So you'll see us there, but you'll see a whole bunch of cool podcasts. Go check them out. RageWorksNetwork.com. Junior, what kind of wrestling fan were you growing up? WWE, WWF?
Like the kind who would have an organized league in the yard during recess during grade 6, like that kind.
So like serious.
Oh, like Die Hard.
Okay. Did you ever go to bars to watch Royal Rumble?
No, I haven't actually. I've never had that
Really?
experience.
Oh man, that was the best. So growing up, going to a bar to watch Royal Rumble. And back in the day, well, I guess it's even now. Like you don't know who's going to be in the Royal Rumble. You don't know every entrant. You don't know the order that they're going to come in, right?
Hmm.
And so we'd
Hmm.
be at the bar, and then you're watching Royal Rumble, and then the countdown would come in 3, 2, 1, and the whole bar is screaming it, and then the music would play, right? And you know who
Right.
it is based on their theme song,
Yeah.
and they would come down. We'd be screaming and cheering. Like it was such a cool event. Royal Rumble, always the best pay-per-view of the year, I think. I always thought that was the best WWF pay-per-view of the year.
Hmm.
There is someone online, and they're on Twitter, and I just found this person, but they have a pretty cool account. It gets a little sexual at times, but that's okay. At UFC Shosh, SHOSH, she posted, the UFC should do mystery fights where you don't know who's fighting till the walkout. Junior, thoughts, comments on that?
It's funny you show that because I actually commented on that
On
on a friend of ours, a fellow page of ours, had posted that, and
Hold
I
on.
thought,
Let me
yeah,
just say one little thing.
yeah,
That page you're talking about stole her tweet, retweeted it himself under his own account, and
oh,
made it
great,
look like it was his tweet. These people, god damn
yeah,
it.
okay, all
Anyways,
right.
aside from that, okay, go.
So I laughed and I commented, you know what? Why stop there? We should get it up to all genders and all weight classes because it's 2022 and it's about inclusivity and equality. And I
Yeah.
think it got a lot of likes. Obviously, practically, that's not going to work. Uh, yeah, and it's
Your version or Shosh's?
both. Both is not going to work. I
What
just
wait,
don't
hold
see
on.
what's
Why won't it
happening.
work?
I feel like in this sport, especially in a sport where you could potentially die in the ring, you want to make sure that your skill set is tailored to the person you're going to fight. And if you don't know who that person is going to fight, if you've been training for a striker and all of a sudden you get Khabib, like it's not going to be like a fun night per se.
Okay.
So I
Well,
feel
it'd be
like,
fun. It would be fun for Khabib, but
yeah, of
okay,
course.
hold on. I believe, I believe that the fighter knows who they're going to fight.
Oh,
I think it's
okay.
the fans that don't know. That's how I would take this. If I was going to run this, and I do. So UFC, Dana White, I know Dana White watches this podcast a lot.
Yeah.
So Dana White, you're going to do a pay-per-view where you don't tell the fans any of the fighters. The posters are just not even silhouettes because I don't even want to guess. It's just a blank poster that says, UFC 300. Nobody knows the fights on the card. The fighters know who they're matched up against, but we don't know till they come out. Greatest pay-per-view of all time.
I still don't like it.
Why? Why don't you like it? Because you can't bet?
So okay, so now we have the situation where I paid for a ticket. So unless it's at the Apex, I paid for a ticket.
No, okay,
Imagine I
hold
paid
on.
like,
Hold on. I'm
yeah.
gonna break in again. We
Okay,
gotta
okay.
we gotta burn the Apex down. Okay, can we just burn that piece of garbage down? I don't want any freaking cards in the Apex. It's the stupidest thing. God damn it, I hate it. But okay, go. No, it's not in the Apex. It's in a real arena.
All right. So imagine that's the case. I paid my 300 ticket of $300, $400 to sit really close. And then Dana comes out and he says, in our main event, we have a guy from the Contender Series facing I don't know who's retired like
Cowboy Cerrone.
and even that's too much hype. I'm expecting like something even worse than
No,
that.
no, no.
And
Okay,
Dana's
hold
just
on.
like, oh well, like
No, dude. If
give
the
me your
U
money now.
No, he's not going to do that. If the UFC does this, it's going to be like monster fights. It's going to be fights that you dreamt of. It's going to be Paddy the Baddy versus Islam Makhachev, or it's going to
Yeah.
be Francis Ngannou versus Cyril Gane. It's going to be the return of Triple C. It's going to be Aljamain versus Yon 3. It's going to be crazy fights.
Okay.
No. You got to believe it's going to be just money fight after money fight.
All right. So then if it was redefined and I somehow got to see the potential fighters.
No,
that
you
might
don't get
show up,
nothing.
Nothing at all?
You get
Okay, then it's
nothing.
like, because I know there's a lot of top tenors out there and I still don't know their names. I can't imagine like that's
No.
potentially what's going to happen. But hey, if it's going to be money, if it's going to be like, yeah, we know you want this stuff, then it could be fun. It could be a lot of fun, and I'm going to leave it at that.
And then, hold on, Dana White, don't worry, I got you covered, buddy. Because people will go to the airport, right? And they'll be like, oh, I saw Justin Gaethje come in, so he's fighting. What the UFC does is they pay for other fighters to come in and fly in as well. So that way, even if you're at the airport, you don't friggin' know who it is because, wait, Gaethje just came in, Dustin Poirier came in, Triple C came in, Aljamain Sterling came in, Peter Young, like, you don't know. You're like, well, hold on, I can't even, and even if I do, there's so many, I wouldn't know how they would match up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man, this is the greatest friggin' idea. I feel like they got to do it.
And this would be like a once per year thing, right? Like this wouldn't be a repeat format.
You know what? If you could do a once per year, that would be pretty kick-ass too.
Okay.
You know?
I think that would be like, okay, cool. Because I can't imagine flying all these people out like continuously just to keep the ruse up.
No. Yeah, and then you could do it in Vegas where there's just tons of people in Vegas all the time, or like, you know, or even in Florida, like those big cities where you've got ATT and Goat Shed and all the gyms, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like it, man. I think that's a genius idea. So shout out again to at UFC Shosh, SHOSH. Good idea. It got a lot of traction. I think someone talked about it on Ariel Helwani's show. I think it was the gentleman that runs boxing, the guy that runs Showtime Boxing or whatever. One of the guys, okay. Eddie Hearn. Is that no? I don't know his name. Anyways, the boxing guy.
Yeah.
The guy that's running the Jake Paul stuff. He was the promoter there for Showtime or whatever it is. Anyways, who cares? Dead.
Okay, anyways.
Whatever. Anyways. But that guy was talking about it and he was like, I don't know, I like this idea, blah, blah. So I think that's a good thing, man. I think we should do that. We should do a little Royal Rumble version of UFC. All right. Junior, your shirt.
Yeah.
It's a Venom shirt. It's red, but this is not post Reebok Venom. What the hell is this shirt?
So this is the Ultimate Fighter shirt that Aldo's team wore during, I'm pretty sure it's Aldo versus McGregor. And I had bought this like way before Reebok. And I bought this out of a promo that UFC had. And surprisingly, it's my longest lasting shirt. It's still in good condition. But yeah, as you can see, there's like the
logo. Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
On the back, which I'd love to turn around, but I wouldn't want to reveal what's behind me.
Okay.
Running down the spine is the Team Aldo logo. And I'm sure if you guys were to Google it and see what he's wearing, it's the exact same shirt. Yeah,
that's cool, man. Yeah. And timely. Maybe not so timely now because I'm gonna release this podcast in a few weeks. Yeah, but as of recording this, just a few days ago, José Aldo officially announced his retirement from MMA.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know about that?
I did. Of
course you do.
It is all the news. Like, how could I not know?
Yes. So José Aldo retires from MMA. But beyond that was very interesting because obviously if you retire from MMA, it's like, okay, cool, you retire, but are you still under contract?
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting to see that there was a post that said, and I'm putting something up here from, hold on, let me get rid of this banner here. This was from MMAfighting.com. It said, retires from MMA, released from UFC contract. So MMA Fighting confirmed that Aldo's retirement and release from his UFC contract with one bout remaining, meaning that he's free to pursue an oft-discussed move to boxing or other combat sports. And then when I read the article, it just simply said that his management negotiated a release from his contract.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting because that is not normally the case.
Right.
Normally Uncle Dana will not just release you once you retire.
Yeah, he'll
That's
feed you
that's
to a
why.
shark first.
Yeah, right. Or he'll let you get murdered a few times before. But like that's why GSP, right? GSP was still under contract. That's why when he, if he ever wanted to do anything, he always had to come back,
Hmm.
right? And you kind
Hmm.
of get locked in these contracts if you don't fight them out. But Aldo, we're talking about good management for Albert Ochoa, but hey, kudos to Aldo's management
Yeah.
that they get him negotiated out. Now he could have easily fought one more time. The dude was in great shape,
Hmm.
and he beat stupid wrestle fuck Marab,
Yeah.
you know, I'm
Yeah.
sure he would have fought again, possibly even for the title. So, what do you think about Jose Aldo's retirement? Happy, sad, hopeful?
Um, I'm a huge Aldo fan, as you can see, and I love the guy, and I think fighters reach a certain point in their career where there's not much left for you to prove,
Yep.
and we understand that this career not only has very daunting side effects physically, but also mentally. So you see a lot of young dudes like jumping out super early. So Aldo being 35, I believe, um, multi titles. He's a legend. He's a king of Rio. People are saying that he's a goat of Brazil. Um,
Go to
I feel like,
Brazil.
yeah,
He's the
there
goat.
is
He could be the goat of goats.
goats of goats. I know he's goat, but then there's a sidetrack. I know there's a whole conversation about who's more goat between Aldo and Silva, but that's for another podcast.
Hmm.
Um, Point being is I think he doesn't have much to prove, and I think losing to Marab kind of deflated his excitement about moving to the top, because now he's got to go. It's going to be a roller coaster for him, and he's like, I've done this already. So I could imagine that's probably why he stepped away. And seeing a photo of, I'm not sure if you were going to discuss it, but he had a child not too long ago,
Yes, I believe so.
right
Yep.
around the same announcement. So everything kind of just lined up perfectly in order for him to say, yeah, I'm okay. I'm content.
Yeah, he actually just had a birthday on September 9th, so he's 36 years old, which is young, right? He's still
Hmm.
young, but it's just that he's had wars and he's just been around, done it all. Um, 31 wins, 8 losses. He was on a 3-fight win streak before that one loss. Prior to that, he was on a 3-fight losing streak, which was tough to watch. But yeah, I mean, I guess when you look at his recents, he has 5 wins in his last 11. So it was a
Hmm.
tough run at the end, right? So you think, 6 of his 8 losses were just in his last 11 fights. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah,
yeah,
it
he was
was
definitely
tough.
on that. He was definitely on that trend, but that 3-fight win streak he was getting there. Yeah, man, he's a great dude. Wish him all the best. Do you want to see him anywhere else though? Like,
Uh,
would you care if he boxed?
you know what? No. I'm not sure who he'd box. I'd be curious to see who they put in front of Aldo. But no, I think I'm pretty content. If he wanted to all of a sudden pick up soccer, I heard he was like he was the man in soccer. So it'd be pretty cool to see him launch a soccer ball over the over the goalpost a few times, bring back some of those Aldo soccer kicks.
Yeah.
But I think I'm pretty content. I feel like anything else would kind of be a downgrade for him. Like any other league I could possibly think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I yeah, I agree, man. I think it's tough to watch him do anything else. If he goes into boxing then loses, I definitely don't want to see that.
Hmm.
So just enjoy life. Hopefully you've done well. Hopefully you've saved money. You've planned for your future well. I mean, look, the guy's a massive name. He could go around and do seminars around the world for the rest of his life and probably make more money than you and I put together. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Uh, so until this podcast makes it huge and until your page makes it huge, but it's yeah, I think he should enjoy it and go off. The only thing that worries me is about how they say, oh, but he negotiated out of the contract, which means either he's very forward thinking and thinking like, hey, if I ever want to do anything, at least this gives me the out,
Hmm.
or he's already got something in his mind and he goes, well, this is what I'm going to do.
Mm.
But we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, for sure. I thought negotiating out of your contract means like I don't have to come back,
No,
which
that's what I no, that's what I mean.
yeah,
So
right.
I think he had one fight left on his contract, and they were able to then just dismiss it. Like just
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah. So rather than have to fulfill that last one, they said no. Okay, we're gonna rip up the contract now.
Hmm.
So that's what they've allowed him to do.
Well, good. He should be able to do that. He's Jose fucking Aldo.
Yeah. He
Like,
deserves it. God damn it.
he
Yeah.
deserves it for sure.
Uh, let's see what else do we got today. I think that's it for the podcast because like I said, I don't know where this is going to land, so I can't really talk about any future cards or like whatever card is coming up this weekend. But I will
Mhm.
ask you one last thing before we go. Are you a fan? I don't want you to get in trouble here. Is your fiance around? Are you a fan? Are you a fan of cards where the main event is a female fight, or does that automatically get you angry?
No, I love it. I love when they're able to do it. Um, but usually for me, it's an indicator that the card is also solid as well. If we're talking about the next card that's coming up per se, then I don't know if that's the best main event. But
Okay,
anytime,
so to be fair, you're talking about Dern versus Jan,
correct.
and then there's
Um,
also Araujo versus Grasso.
which is actually even more interesting of a main event. Interesting in the sense that they made that in a main event.
Yeah,
Um,
so you're being
I,
polite. Yeah.
I'm being, yeah, sure, you can call it that. But honestly, it's hard for me to say I don't like it because when if Valentina's fighting or Amanda Nunes is fighting, or even if Rose is fighting, or now we got Whaley, or even if Carla fights,
How
they put it
dare
in the.
you? How
I'm
dare
saying
you?
even if Carla fights, because I've always been a Carla fan. I know that fight was lackluster, but even if it's those people with the main event spot, like I'm down. I am so not gender biased when it comes to the main
Yeah.
event.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I do have to say this though. The views and opinions expressed by the co-host Junior
Thanks.
from
Cool.
MMA Social Squad do not
Awesome.
reflect the views and opinions of Fight and Sight podcast.
Sweet.
I don't need
Sweet.
people unfollowing me because they think that I want Carla Esparza as a main event. I love Carla Esparza, but you cannot put her on as main event for the next 5 years. Like she'd have to put on so many good performances for the UFC to risk her doing that again. Even Rose, like in all honesty, like her and Rose, I feel like when you put on a performance like that, the UFC will just be like, I cannot risk that again. Like you cannot be the main event and just have booze throughout the arena.
Right.
I don't know. That's a tough one. But in my opinion, I don't mind female main events. I do think those two main events that we're talking about are interesting. Of course, by the time this airs, maybe they'll both have gone and been fight of the year contenders.
Mm-hmm.
But that
Who knows, right? Yeah.
But that's what
Like
happens
that's
in this sport, right? You never know what fight is going to come out and be the goddamn greatest fight in the world, right?
And on top of that, women have a much higher tolerance for pain, and that's why you see these scraps turn into like bloody wars, and they keep going. It's nuts, and they don't say stop. Like unless they're getting tapped out, they can have a gashing gut cut down the middle of their face, and they keep going. So for that reason, also, like I really enjoy women's matches because they go out, and we're out of the era of rabbit punching. And
Yeah, yeah,
people are
yeah.
legit like throwing the 1-2s with the head kicks, so it's even more exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for the longest time, women's strawweight fights, there were no finishes. And then all of a
Mhm.
sudden in came Joanna and everybody that followed Joanna, and then all of a sudden the finishes and the knockouts and it just got crazy. I will say, when we think about fights that you think, wait, who is this guy or who are these people? Is this going to be a good fight? I just tell people now, as of August 13th, 2022, I just always will point to that Nate the Train Landwehr fight against
Yeah.
David Onama,
Mhm.
which to me is the fight of the year. Like that fight was insanity, and two guys that I had no clue who the hell those guys were.
Mhm.
Right. And so that that fight to me shows that, like, hey, anybody at the UFC level can put on the goddamn greatest fight of the year, and you just never know. So it happens, man. Like, you get some crazy things will happen in this sport, right? So, and especially at the UFC level.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
All right, my friend. This is going to be a good podcast for people to kind of get to know Albert Ochoa, celebrity boxing. This is Fight Insight podcast. We talk about combat sports all around the world. It doesn't always have to be MMA. So that's why we had some celebrity boxers in the last couple episodes. But hope you like it. Hope you join. Hope you follow. If you want to follow Junior's page, Junior, where do people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm at MMA Social Squad.
There you go. It's on the screen right there, at MMA Social Squad. Check them out. They do crazy good art, man. You're always putting on good work. You're doing good stuff, unique and original stuff. Great content. So follow you. You also do the head-to-head challenges. I don't think we said that on your last thing. You got to follow at MMA Social Squad, because the weekend of a fight, they do head-to-head challenges, and you pick the winners, and you do a nice thing at the end that shows who came in first, second, third place. I haven't been on the leaderboards in forever.
You'll get there. I believe in you, man.
Thank you. I just gotta make my picks and then reverse them all, and I'll be friggin', and I'll be golden. Guys, thank you for joining the show. Thanks for joining the podcast. Right around now, you're going to start to see a bunch of other of our episodes that you can click on. These are going to be some good ones that I'll put up there. And Junior, it's been a blast, my friend. Thank you so much for joining the show again.
Hey, my pleasure. It's been great.
All right. See you, buddy.